And just to be a little more consistent, what we can do is we can just rename this function as well to start round. So this will be like the start of each level basically. Also, if you head into the pellet spawner, you'll see that we just hard coded this spawning logic on begin play. So instead of this, we can keep this, nothing wrong in this. We can spawn the pellet spawner and we can expect the logic to work. But just so that it's a little more reusable rather, what I can do is I can put this inside a custom event and I can say spawn pellets. So I can just have this over here, and along with this, so we can create an instance of this at runtime, or we can even move this logic over in the game mode, but I like to keep it independent. So in Pacman game mode, rather than having this over here, so let's see the location of the pellet spawner, so we can just hard code that. So what we can do is we can have another event. So in get references itself, we can go ahead and do that because that's where we are running all the initialization logic. So theoretically, we are just getting the reference to the pellet spawner. That's really what we are doing. So if you want, you can use the global object itself. Actually, in fact, let's do that rather than spawning it. So we can do get all actors of class, and we can get the pellet spawner, and we can get the first instance of the pellet spawner. And once we do get the first instance, so this is the pellet spawner that we have over here, we can promote this to a variable and we can store it and call it pellet spawner. So now whenever we do want to trigger the spawning of the pellets, now if you actually go ahead and hit simulate or something, you see that the pellets won't spawn. But instead, let's say for example you wanted to trigger it when the round starts, you can go ahead and do that. So this is just a sample. We'll of course change the logic. So we can get a reference to the pellet spawner and we can go ahead and spawn the pellets. So now this is kind of abstracted away from you, and also you can trigger it whenever you want. So as you see, it's going to spawn the pellets when you want them to. And in here as well, just before spawning, we can get all actors of class which are of class pellet or power pellet. So we can get this and we can get power pellet, and what we can do is we can call destroy actor on them. Now one cool thing which I'm not sure you guys knew you can do in Unreal Engine is you can actually drag an entire array inside this destroy actor function. So it's going to apply to each actor in that array basically. So now just for a safety check, what we'll do is we'll make sure that we have destroyed any existing pellets before we actually spawn the new ones. So both the pellets as well as the power pellets, we're going to destroy them. And once we actually destroy them, we can go ahead and spawn the new ones. So right now the logic should not change really. So of course, if we go ahead and call spawn pellets here, nothing is going to change, but it's just a safety check to ensure that all the pellets are actually destroyed. Next, I also want to set up the part where when we actually pick up a power pellet, the ghosts actually go into frightened mode. So we can handle this logic inside the game mode itself since we have access to all the event dispatchers. So inside the game mode over here, if we take a look at our event dispatcher on pellet picked, so it should be somewhere over here. So we have on pellet picked event. So once we have this over here, if it is in fact a power pellet, we can go ahead and change up our logic. So over here we can go ahead and just do a simple if check over here, and if it is not a power pellet, we'll do all the regular stuff. So if it is a power pellet, what we can do over here is we can go ahead and branch out and change the logic, and I am aware of the small logical error that is in here. So over here, if you take a look at this pellet spawner, we actually counted even the power pellet, so we should not have done that. So we'll go ahead and not do that. So now this should be correct. Now if we head back in here, so if we are in power pellet, if we do eat a power pellet, what we can do is we can go ahead and actually change the ghost mode to frightened. So we can say on change movement mode, and this is going to be frightened. Not sure why the default value did not appear over there. but nonetheless, so it should just change to frightened mode. So the points should be updated correctly, and if this is less than equal to 0, it should work. So we can go ahead and test it out. So to test it, one more thing that I do want to do is I want to set up the camera over here. So once we actually spawn Pacman, so I want to go ahead and I want to set view target with blend, and I want to set it to some sort of a top view over here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and grab a camera. So we'll add a camera. So we'll add a camera actor, and we can right click and click on pilot. Oops, I think I selected the wrong actor. So let's eject from that, and let's go ahead and pilot the camera actor. So right click, there should be a pilot option, pilot camera actor. And if we head in here, if we head up, so I want a view which looks something similar to this. So I guess this looks pretty good. So over here for the Y itself, we can set it to 0. So this looks pretty center aligned to me. As per the rotation, this can be 0, and this we can go ahead and see. So this was, I guess it was negative 66. So I guess negative 60 would be proper. Okay, not quite. So negative 65 maybe. So negative 65. And the Z location, we can set it to, let's say 3100, or maybe a bit lower. So maybe 3000 or 2900. So even slightly lower would be better. So 2700 or 2500. So this seems fine, but I believe we should make this a bit higher, 2600 maybe. So that's good enough. So that should be fine for now. If we do really require to change it, we can go ahead and do that. One more thing is, I do also want to increase this slightly. So let's make it negative 70. And let's go ahead and make it negative 1000. Sorry, I made it negative 100. So I just want to make sure we're getting a proper view over there of that corner. I don't want to miss that corner basically. So this is good enough. So 2700, and this one can be negative 1100. So that's not sufficient, 1200. So this is almost perfect. So now we can go ahead and eject from this. So basically we want to set that as the view target, and what we can do is we can just give it a tag once again, and we can call it player camera, player view maybe. So player view, and under the Pacman game mode, on begin play, where we are getting the references, we can go ahead and get this one as well. So get actors with tag basically. So get actors, get all actors with tag is what we can use. And what we can do is we can get the player view, and from here what we can do is we can go ahead and actually get a reference to it, promote this to a variable, and this will be the player view camera. And now over here we can go ahead and set this to be the new view target, and I guess this should be good. So now if I hit simulate, actually rather if I hit play, we should be able to get that working. So now as you can see, we have the proper view over here. So this looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that view. Now if you were to notice in Pacman's movement, it's not necessarily turning according to how we want it. So one simple trick that I have up my sleeve is we can set the relative rotation of the mesh itself. There are of course many different ways to do it, but this is probably the simplest one which I think you can do. You can also go ahead and check this orient rotation to movement checkbox and also modify a few more settings. You will eventually get to that. But since here what we can do is we can get the velocity. I'll explain what this is in a minute. And if you type in x vector, you should get a node called rotation from x vector. You can directly plug this in. Now, for those who don't know what this is, basically, in Unreal Engine, basically what this is x direction is the positive direction. So, assuming that this vector points in the positive direction, what rotation an object is supposed to take in order for that to be true. So, that's the rotation which it returns. So, now if I were to go ahead and press play, and if I see my character over here, so you notice that it's actually rotating correctly according to how it's supposed to. So how it's supposed to be, it's rotating just like that. So let's see. This looks fine for me. For some reason it's going a bit diagonally. We can go ahead and fix that. So in order to fix it, you can just go ahead and check that checkbox which I told over here. So of course you can go ahead and modify the movement logic, but this is probably the simplest way to do it. So now you can go ahead and check this out. So as you see, it is going according to the movement. So there should be no problems over here. So as you see, Pacman is going according to the movement what we set up. So we can now also test the frightened mode whatever we had. So what we can do now is for the frightened mode itself, we can go ahead and test that by actually spawning the pellets when the round begins. So where we had the start round function, we can go ahead and grab our pellet spawner and we can spawn the pellets. So this is something very simple that we can do. So now in theory, we haven't set the losing condition, so nothing wrong should happen. But in theory, now if I were to go ahead and test this out, and if I were to grab the power pellet, so as you see, they start randomly moving over here, and that's exactly how they're supposed to behave in frightened mode.